insane. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. Your check as I'm chess, what's happening next? He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold an obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. Could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People as sheep, both feet hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they're scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they drag the chains, you can say no, free me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Night Raw. The day after No Mercy, we crown our inaugural champions. Some great matches that we had that night. But today, we're going to have the beginning of some qualifying matches for our Money in the Bank ladder match at this upcoming pay-per-view. You guessed it, Money in the Bank. And that's going to be Jacob Fatu versus Ilja Dragonov. And Sheamus will go one-on-one versus the awesome one himself, The Miz. But to kick things off here tonight, we have none other than our World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther, the Ring General. And after last night, he was able to put away Cody Rhodes and Rey Mysterio in that triple threat main event match for the World Heavyweight Championship. The Ring General is now the leader of Monday Night as your World Heavyweight Champion. Last night, I outclassed those other two losers at No Mercy. I am the best here on Raw, and I should be considered the best in the history of WWE. My Gunther Bomb is second to none. I can't wait to see what poor soul has to face me next for this championship. Quick words by our champion Gunther. Some little arrogant words from our champion Gunther, saying that he is, after all, the best on Monday night, and he does, at the moment, have gold to back that up. As we head along right into our first match of the evening. And ladies and gentlemen, you see it. Femi was able to conquer Dirty Dom last night. And even with the help of Liv Morgan, even with the aid of a steel chair that Dirty Dom had to use to try to even the playing field, Femi was able to come out victorious and is your Intercontinental Champion. He's got a match this evening here against one half of A-Town Down Under, and that's going to be Grayson Wall. As that match kicks off right now, Waller and Femi, as Waller just gets clobbered right from the get-go by Femi, and Femi is not playing any games here today. He looks like a man on a mission here as he just picks up Gunther and hits the Opa Bomb. Goes for the pin. There's no way that can put away Waller this early, and it does. It does. Opa Femi makes quick work of Grayson Waller. I cannot believe how quick Opa Femi just put away Grayson Waller. My God. And now Opa looking to grab a weapon here? Is this not over yet? Oh, no. Femi grabs a mic. Is this it? Is this the best competition Raw has to offer me? Maybe I might as well go back to NXT and face the real challengers there. Femi not seeming too pleased with his level of competition on Monday Night Raw. As we head into our next match, which is one of our qualifying matches here of the evening for the Money in the Bank ladder match, where the winner will, of course, get that Money in the Bank briefcase that's able to be cashed in on anyone at any given time. It's Jacob Fatu versus Ilja Dragonov. As Ilja comes out on top early versus the Samoan Werewolf. Little senton there from Ilja Dragonov. Dragonov looking to cement himself among the main title picture here with a win. Of course, anybody who gets inserted into that Money in the Bank ladder match does gain themselves quite the upper hand, quite the advantage, as Dragonov hits a diving knee right to the face of Jacob Fatu. Obviously, Mr. Fatu here, the Samoan Werewolf, is looking to add more gold to that bloodline lineage that they have here on Monday night. As Tama Tonga and Tongaloa already have their gold around their waist. Dragonov goes to dive through the ropes, but he misses his target in Jacob Fatu. But that doesn't seem to quite matter, as he still does manage to get the upper hand, if only for a moment, as the Samoan Werewolf just does not go down that easily. Hits a pile driver right on the concrete. That has to hurt. That has to be taken quite the toll on Dragonov's neck. It's Fatu looking for something fancy here, but Dragonov able to get that knee up, protect himself from that devastating move that Fatu likes to pull out of nowhere, and a spinning back elbow by Fatu puts down Dragonov for a count of only one. Ilja Dragonov on the receiving end here of a running senton by Jacob Fatu. Goes for another quick pin. Only once again gets a count of one. Samoan Werewolf with a headbutt right to the forehead of Dragonov. Now Fatu plants him with an impaler DDT. 1, 2, and that's going to be a kick out at 2.5 by Dragonov. Jacob Fatu not willing to let the fight come to him, but take the fight to his opponent instead. Goes for a diving elbow, but falls just short. As he throws Dragonov against the ropes. Looking for a little momentum action here, but Dragonov able to sense it. Able to get that diving clothesline here now to knock Fatu off his base, as he hits his own diving knee to the face of Fatu. Now Dragonov looking to amp up the crowd, looking for his finishing touch here, as he looks for a diving European uppercut. Knocks down the Samoan Werewolf here as he goes for the cover here. And gets a count of 2.5 by that uppercut. Fatu able to duck out of the way of that attack. Fatu now just throws him in the air for a vicious Samoan drop. As now Jacob Fatu going up to the second rope here, and he hits his big splash, the Fatu splash. As he goes for the pin, this could be all she wrote for Dragonov. And it is. Jacob Fatu is able to cement himself into the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. this is not good news for everybody else who will be joining this match over the coming weeks. And I'm sure this wears heavy on The Miz and Sheamus for their match later on, as nobody wants to be into a ring with the Samoan Werewolf, especially when anything goes, like a ladder match. As moving into our tag team division here, we do have the War Raiders versus the LWO. That's Dragon Lee versus Eric to start this match here. Now we do know that Tama Tonga and Tongaloa were successful in their quest to gain tag team gold last night, mind you, and quite the definitive win over the Street Profits while capturing that gold. Looking to up their level of competition. And we're going to see what these two gentlemen, these two factions in the ring, have in store for us. It's with a count of 2 by Dragon Lee. Hits a little elbow drop there, a little sliding elbow. Dragon Lee goes to the top right here, looking to fly all the way across the ring for a diving splash on Eric. As Dragon Lee dominating this match early. Eric able to get the upper hand here, though, with a quick suplex. Eric got to be looking to get that tag out here so that he can recover a little bit of stamina and a little bit of momentum. Running power slam on Dragon Lee. This is where the power game takes place, takes advantage here over the luchas. As if these diving men get overpowered, if these luchas get overpowered, it's lights out, curtain call for them. As Ivar goes to the middle rope. Got to be looking for something big here. Is the big man as he looks for a diving axe-handle, but Dragon Lee able to sucker punch him in the gut as he falls. Dragon Lee needs to be looking to get the tag here on Looking Wild as well. Goes for the pin here on Ivar. It's a quick count of 1 only. You're going to have to do a lot more damage than that to put big man down like that. Dragon Lee was looking for a little power bomb on the big man, but can't seem to get him up. As Ivar gracious to return with a chicken wing suplex. Now Ivar's going to tag in Eric. Eric, with Dragon Lee on the outside, dives at his stomach and is able to knock him out of the ring. As Eric now has fallen suit. Brings in a Boston Crab on Dragon Lee on the outside, just looking at wear and tear on that back. Referee here is at a count of 5. Both of these gentlemen do have to be wary. As Dragon Lee goes off the top rope and he misses his diving senton attack, but doesn't matter as Eric was a little stunned at what he just saw. Dragon Lee still able to get the upper hand off of it, only temporarily though. As now Eric gets a drop kick here. Referee at a count of 6. Both men have to be cognizant of that. Get inside that ring. Eric does grab Dragon Lee and sends him into his corner where Ivar awaits him. And he goes for the big tag, but Dragon Lee able to fight out of the corner. Dragon Lee has to get a tag off here to his partner in crime, Joaquin Wilde. Because you gotta believe that one man cannot do this himself, again, especially against such a vaulted tag team. A notable tag team as the War Raiders. As now it does look as though both men do get the tag in here. Eric. Oh, just picks up Joaquin Wilde and hits him with that devastating driver. And now he goes for the pin on Joaquin Wilde. As soon as Joaquin enters the ring, but Dragon Lee able to just barely break up that attempt. As Joaquin Wilde hits a code breaker, a rolling code breaker at that. And now a diving moonsault on the back of the big man. As Joaquin tags in his partner, Dragon Lee, he says, that's enough for me. I got hit with that driver, that Rikishi-style driver. That's it for me. As Dragon Lee hits a nice inverted DDT. As Eric has to come in and break that pinfall attempt up. Dragon Lee has seemingly, single-handedly been able to dominate this match for the most part for the LWO. It's both men on the outside now. Having to be careful, making sure that the referees count, which is at a count of 5. Let's not break 10. Dragon Lee was going for a diving elbow, but out of the way does Ivar roll. And Ivar not letting Dragon Lee get to that desperation tag. Looking for something big as he just goes over the top rope as Dragon Lee just spills him over the top. Dragon Lee blatantly ignoring his partner, Joaquin Wilde, who wanted the tag in. Dragon Lee not having any of it. Seemingly saying, I can do this all myself, as he hits a drop kick on Ivar. And now he'll tag him, Joaquin Wilde, as Eric comes in. Goes for a clothesline, but Joaquin rolls out of the way. As Eric now hits this beautiful backbreaker on Joaquin. Poor Joaquin, every time he seems to get into the ring, he just seems to be getting pummeled. Gets hit with a nasty driver by Ivar. Gets hit with a backbreaker by Eric. War Raiders just have Joaquin's number. They send Joaquin into the corner here. Tag out. As Ivar, the legal man here, with a beautiful assisted power slam. And that's going to get you a count of 2. Only a count of 2 from the big man. Ivar sending Joaquin into the corner here. But not able to get that tag off as Joaquin does his best to fight out and hits a jumping DDT on Ivar. Goes for that cover. Only gets a count of 1. Close to. Only a count of 1. As he goes for a second cover here. This time he's got the foot on the ropes. He's got the dastardly foot on the ropes. Only still able to get a count of 1. Driving the head of Ivar into the mat. Viciously. Ivar not taking exception to that, though. A beautiful suplex. Just tossing Wild. Wild's able to grab Dragon Lee. As Dragon Lee hits a float over powerbomb onto Eric. Mind you, deep into the corner of the War Raiders. Dragon Lee rolling out of the way of that overhand right. He hits again, once again, that float over DDT. But Ivar able to make no issues of that one here. Dragon Lee up to the top rope, going for that coup de grace. Not able to hit it, though. Ivar with a gut wrench. Knee to the stomach. Dragon Lee goes for that pinning predicament here and able to get that count of 2. Eric. Running knee takes down Dragon Lee again. Dragon Lee in trouble here, deep into the corner of the War Raiders. As Eric goes out of the ring just to come back into the ring, just to go right back out of the ring. and come right back into the ring. A little confused as Eric as he hits a revolution knee from Dragon Lee right into the face of Eric. And now Dragon Lee looking for that float over DDT, reverse DDT again, and that's going to be it. The LWO winners of this one. As ladies and gentlemen, I've got breaking news. Gunther is in the back, but he's just been approached, it appears, by legend JBL. Kid, you think you're all that in a bag of chips, huh? You think that just because you're the current world champion, that means you're the best this business has ever seen? Well, let me tell you something, kid. My powerbomb's twice the maneuver as yours will ever be. And my clothesline, it'll send you straight to hell. As Gunther, not taking exception to these words from JBL, levels the legend with a clothesline of his own. As we now have Soul Ruca coming down to the ring after that attack from Gunther on the legendary JBL. After JBL calls out Gunther in his power bomb here, his finishing maneuver, the Gunther bomb. JBL saying it's not quite as good as JBL's version of the power bomb. His clothesline not matching the one from hell. But Soul now in the ring. She appears to be walking to go grab a mic. I'm so happy and pleased to be your new Women's Intercontinental Champion. This is the first of many championships that I will win here on Raw, and I intend to defend this championship with honor and respect. So therefore, it's only right that I announce that next week I shall defend this Intercontinental Championship against the only woman who has beaten me yet, Zelina Vega. I hope you accept my challenge next week, but then again, why wouldn't you? Some strong words there from our champion. A little challenge has been laid down from our champion, Soul Ruca, to Zelina Vega next week on Raw Intercontinental Championship. As we make our way back from break here, we have our second Money in the Bank qualifying match between Sheamus and The Miz. As Sheamus here, a couple of elbows right to the heart of The Miz. Sheamus looking to grant himself access into that main title picture here with his Money in the Bank capture. Miz as well looking to re-solidify himself. Both of these men, former world champions. As Sheamus hits a running knee into the corner on the awesome one, The Miz. Sheamus sending Miz into that turnbuckle, calls for him to get up here. And Sheamus going to fly here with a diving shoulder block, but Miz just able to step out of the way of that maneuver. Miz stomping down on that hand of Sheamus. Pounding away now with a couple of strong right hands. The Miz cranking that head. No, Sheamus is able to elbow his way out of that before The Miz is able to crank that head with the old vicious head crank. And now going for what appeared to be a brogue kick, but Miz was able to jump out of the way at the last second. Goes for a cover and only gets a count of one here on Sheamus as Miz goes for a cover once again, but this time puts his feet on the ropes, but only gets a count of one once again. The Miz, oh, now he's hitting those world famous it kicks made famous by The Miz. Now he's calling for, looks like the skull crushing finale he was looking for, but Sheamus was able to power out before Miz could lock it in. Sheamus sending Miz here into the corner. No, Miz is able to reverse it. As Sheamus now gets a knee right to the gut. Sheamus here, little kick to the the side of the head, sends Miz into the corner and hits a bro kick on the Miz. The Miz doesn't know where he is. Sheamus gets countered here, kick to the gut from the Miz as the Miz goes for a punch to the gut. Sheamus now getting tossed into the corner here by the Miz. Both men want that entry into the Money in the Bank qualifying match as Sheamus hits an Irish curse backbreaker on the Miz. Miz now slides his way to the outside of the ring. Sheamus just shoulder checks the Miz right out of the ring. The Irish lad looking to gain entry into the Money in the Bank match as he hits a leg drop on the Miz. Miz just a second too early on that drop kick. And Sheamus was able to capitalize as he throws Miz back into the ring. Calling Miz up to his feet once again. Is he looking for that shoulder breaker again? He is, but once again, the Miz is able to step out of the way of that maneuver. As now the Miz grabs Sheamus by the legs, but Sheamus able to power out with those powerful legs of his. Miz whips Sheamus down onto the mat and hits a big boot right to the face, and now going for the cover here. Oh, gets a count of 2.5 here by the Miz. Sheamus not quite down and out just yet. As the Miz now, a couple of kicks right to the torso, right to the face of Sheamus, and now a kick to the gut sends Sheamus to his knees, and the Miz hits a devastating DDT on Sheamus. Goes for the cover here, getting a count of 2, only a count of 2. The Miz, what else does he have to do? He knows what else he has to do. He's going to go for the figure 4. He's going to lock it in. The Miz with the figure 4 leg lock on Sheamus. Will Sheamus tap? Sheamus does tap. Sheamus can't stand the figure 4. And the Miz victorious here on Raw. Able to gain the second of 8 entries into the Money in the Bank Championship match. As we're into our main event here of the evening, Bayley versus Isla Dawn. Couple stomps here from Isla Dawn to open up this match. Running knee right to the face of Bayley, the role model herself. As Isla Dawn looking to systematically pick apart the multi-time women's champion in Bayley. Sending her into the corner. Isla Dawn with a shoulder right to the gut drops Bayley to the mat. Isla Dawn now going to the top rope here, looking for a top rope maneuver. Calls Bayley to get up to her feet. And a devastating Meteora from the top. Flashes of Sasha Banks, the boss. Goes for that cover. But Bayley is able to kick out and able to kick Isla in the face. Now Bayley has gained control of this matchup here. Just locks in an armbar here on Isla Dawn. But Isla able to power out that submission attempt by Bayley. Bayley able to hit a clothesline on Isla Dawn, dropping her down to the mat. And a couple of vicious chops as Isla Dawn's able to capitalize right back with some chops of her own. And a big back body drop by Isla Dawn sends Bayley to the mat. Isla Dawn now running off the ropes and hits another Meteora onto Bayley. Isla Dawn channeling her best Sasha Banks performance here. She goes for a splash, but Bayley rolls out of the way of that one. As Bayley now slams Isla Dawn head first, the back of her head just smashing off the mat. Bayley looking for that Macho Man inspired elbow off the top, and she does hit it off the top rope. Does Bayley going for the cover here. getting that 2 count. I thought that might have been it. I thought that Isla Dawn might have been done for right then and there. She goes for her rose plant maneuver, but Dawn is able to capitalize, catching that leg and dropping Bayley with an overhand right. As now she hits her with a nice, looking like a manhandle slam of sorts. Is Isla Dawn channeling some of the 4 horsewomen? It looks like she just might be. With homage to Sasha, homage to Becky, is once again Bayley able to get out of that predicament with a huge clothesline to Isla Dawn. Bayley for something big here. Just gonna kick her in the gut. She's looking to finish her off with a rose plant DDT. And that's going to be a count of 3, has to be. And it is going to get Bayley the win. As Bayley is able to knock off Isla Dawn with relative ease. Isla Dawn did present a smidgen of resistance, but not much for the role model to overcome. As Bayley goes to grab a mic. I am the last remaining horsewoman here in the WWE. I deserve far more respect than that has been given to me. Charlotte Flair, fired. Becky Lynch, retired to be a mother. Sasha Banks, she took her ball and went home. But me, Bayley, the role model, I stay right here week in and week out, proving to everyone that I'm the best. What did I do here tonight? Same thing. Ding dong, hello, it's me, Bayley. Time to give me what I deserve, and that's a shot at the Women's World Championship.